Hello, I'm Zash, and welcome to episode 41 of my G-Senjou no Maou, or The Devil on G-String, Let's Read. Joining me, as always, is my co-reader Faith. Last episode, Kanon had a bit of a disaster out on the ice, and the repercussions of that are still following her. Japan hates her, her sponsors are dropping her, Gonzo's washing his hands of her. Not going too well for Kanon. Not that we care that much. Anyways. Also, Kyosuke's taken a bit of a different turn to her. He's actually somewhat worried about her. Like, he even is dropping money on asking Dr. Akimoto about her. So he's going somewhere. Anyways, please enjoy this next episode. Kanon woke up early this morning. I guess I'll get up and make breakfast.
I can't wait for Christmas.
She's giggling as she dances around my apartment. You've been acting like this since last night.
Well, I can't wait.
She starts jumping on the bed.
Guess how much I can't wait.
Oh, shut up. I let out an involuntary smirk.
It's like my life goal.
What an exaggeration. I still haven't gotten the all clear from Iichi, you know?
Even if Eiichi can't make it happen, you'll figure something out.
Yeah. I was a little flustered by her faith in me.
La la la.
She sings as she twirls around on the wooden flooring. Are those your ballet moves?
Wow, you've been studying.
Figure skating and ballet share more than a few elements. Don't frolic around too much and injure yourself.
Don't worry. Until Christmas comes, I won't die even if I'm killed.
What a tiresome woman. I escorted Kanon to the skating arena.
Thanks a million.
And she suddenly hugged me. She coos with a fawning voice as she rubs her cheek against my chest. My face must be burning red. Get off me!
Haha, you're embarrassed.
You've got guts, you know that, you little punk? You can't do this with so many people around. The paparazzi could be hiding anywhere.
It's gonna be my first Christmas Eve with Nissan.
Alright.
What do you want to eat? Nanchan finally gets a chance to eat turkey.
That grin'll pop right off your face if you gain any weight.
That's why I'm on a diet starting today.
Seems like all she's thinking about is Christmas.
You look sorta happy too.
Yeah, sure. I wave my hand as if to say, so go already.
Bye! Come pick me up again tonight.
Well. Iichi, you stupid son of a bitch! Why'd you tell Kanon about the hotel reservations? I interrogate Iichi as in the classroom that morning. I thought you might have been planning to go with Kanon, so I sent out my feelers a little bit. You dirty motherfucker. But apparently you're not the incestuous horn dog I thought you were. Kanon didn't seem to know anything about it. You're damn right. Well, good. Kanon doesn't have the time to be making boyfriends, what with the Japan Championships being just around the corner and all. All I have to say is you better not have any bad news for me. Not after all that piece of shit turd-rotten scumbag detective work you did. Oh, shut the hell up. I've got your room for you. My old man's got you covered. Score! Nice! But you better believe it's not free. Yeah, I know. Is it the Plaza Hotel? Iichi nodded and told me the price. Ain't I just a swell guy? Yeah. I told my dad that I'd be staying in it, so he went ahead and reserved the room. Really? I feel a little guilty. All right, tit for tat. I'll hook you up, too. I think there's a girl working at the Azai Corporation's headquarters who's fresh out of college and is known for her looks. What? You're not going to introduce me to a girl, are you? That's exactly what I'm going to do. Aichi's nostrils flared. But I'm only going to introduce you. What happens after that is none of my concern. If she dumps your ass on the side of the road, don't come crying to me. Nah, man, I can handle it. This broad is elite. The kind of girl who wears suits. I think she said she liked cats. What about Irish elks? Try to avoid talking about extinct animals. Christ, I'm just kidding, bro. I'll sweep her off her feet so hard she'll crack her skull. Yeah, good luck with that. Whatever, I've done my part. I make a call as soon as my lunch break starts. Right. I'm very sorry. It's Kyosuke. Sorry for the sudden call. I cut to the chase to get this favor over and done with. This is just a personal request. Yeah, we'll just have to say I owe you one, if you know what I mean. She joined the Azai Corporation for our decent wages. I have no power over salaries, but I'm free to give a bonus out of my own pockets at any time. Thank you so very much. Tonight, then. Yes, I'll pass that on to him. After the call ends, Ichi lurks out from where he had been laying in wait. How'd it go? Your date's tonight. She says it's a good night for her. I gave him her contact information. How do you know her? She's one of Papa's employees. She thinks I'm just some rich kid too. So even if Aichi gets close to her, my secret won't be revealed. Alright, the rest is up to you. Aren't you coming? I have to pick up Kanon. Oh? Why waste your time doing something like that? He stares me down with suspicious eyes. You're acting pretty soft these days. You think? Yeah, I do. I mean, I know you're a playboy and all, but I'll be damned if you didn't just have a bit of a cold side to you. Well, maybe I'm in a festive mood. Call it the holiday spirit. Yeah, sure. Well, good luck. You too. We both smile coolly. After that, the time passed by in the blink of an eye. The end of the year is upon us, and the cold is growing harsher. I stand absent-mindedly watching my white breath diffuse into the night. I'm at the arena, waiting for Kanon. It was Ichi. Done with dinner already? Don't fuck with me, douchebag! His voice was more than peevish. What? Did it not work out? This has got to be record timing, even for him. You son of a fucking bitch! I'm gonna kill you one of these days, you know that? Huh? Did I do something wrong? Ugh! Oh, come on. That chick's crazy good looking. And she seemed like your type, too. Kinda like a big sister, right? I rambled on, flustered. That shit was all peachy, but she was a fucking bitch! Is that so? Are you sure you didn't just say something to piss her off? Fuck you! My plan was perfect! Then what happened? So we first go into the restaurant, right? Yeah. We sit down, right? Okay. Then we talk about Romance of the Three Kingdoms, right? Like hell you do. We order food, right? Sure. Then I up and say, you know what I love? Cats, right? Good move, right? Then she says, oh, me too, right? I bet. So I'm all like, yeah, right? A comedy skit on a blind date was probably a bad move. Fuck you. I told her some of my best jokes. She did well to stay in the restaurant. No, well, she left. But that's not the fucking point. I beg to differ, my friend. Look, the bitch just couldn't keep up with me. Whatever you say, man. I'll talk to you later. I did my part. I don't feel bad about it. Anyway, Kanon is really late tonight. It's nearly 11 o'clock. I guess I'll go check up on her. They let me through the gates after I tell them I'm Kanon's brother. Kanon isn't in the rink. I wander around the arena asking about Kanon, and I finally find her. She's talking to Ikuko about something. She looks angry. I hesitate to call out to her. Kanon is pouting with her arms folded and her back to the wall.
Kanon-chan, please. Is there no way to convince you? That face? No. Oopsies.
She's too angry to even look her mother in the eye. I nonchalantly appear. Kanon gives me a short glance.
Kyosuke-kun, good timing. Would you ask her for me?
Ikuko talks to me without looking away from Kanon.
She got a job offer just now.
That's great!
Since it's not a high-profile appearance and she won't be on television, she doesn't want to do it.
So what kind of gig are we talking about, Kanon? I tested the waters a bit in an attempt to get on Kanon's good side. Apparently this proposition is so abhorrent that it's got her ignoring my very existence.
They want her to show up at a nursing home in the Central District on Christmas Eve. All she has to do is say hi and show off her ballet a bit.
Well, that's definitely not a high-profile appearance, but why are you refusing, Kanon? Kanon doesn't answer. Because she has a date with you, that's why. Her mouth remained tightly shut, as if trying to dam words from coming out.
It's obvious that she just doesn't want to have to deal with a bunch of old people.
Just then, Kanon's eyes shout out with a glare. Seeing the hatred in her eyes, I'm at a loss for words. I could only wonder, what could her mother possibly have done to cause Kanon to be so hateful towards her?
These small jobs are important, especially when society's trying to toss you in the dumpster. Ellipses. You know that popularity is important too, right, Kanon-chan? Ellipses. If people hate you, you won't get a good score.
Ikuko-san looked unusually unshakable as she spoke with a touch of fire.
That's the type of sport this is.
I fumblingly opened my mouth. You shouldn't work her too hard, Ikuko-san. Ikuko-san didn't turn around.
Kanon-chan. No matter how much I ask, you aren't going to do it, are you?
She only had eyes for the one she was trying to curry favor with. However, being ignored has never been enough to keep me quiet. I recently read a book by a coach who was once called the Treasure of Japan. It said in there somewhere that you aren't supposed to make athletes work on holidays. She didn't say anything. Not that you're her coach or agent anyways, Ikuko-san.
But I'm her mother.
She says this with her back to me, her voice full of emotion.
Everyone says that, you know? They treat me like an outsider. I refuse to be treated that way. I understand Kanon better than any of you. Do you really?
She lets out a haughty sigh.
Right, Kanon-chan?
Her back drives me away like a pest. Yet she's likely still wearing that perpetually friendly smile. Ikuko-san, you're being conceited. Kanon held her breath. Why would Kanon decide to stop coming home to someone who understands her best?
I told her to. I said, why don't you stay at your brother's place once in a while?
She basked in her generosity.
Once her tournament is over, she'll be coming back. Right, Kanon-chan?
Kanon bit her lip hard enough to draw blood.
So, Kyosuke-kun, have you ever heard Kanon-chan say a single bad thing about me?
I was at a loss. If I think about it, Kanon seems to reject Ikuko-san with her attitude, but she's never actually spoken up.
See, look. Kanon-chan is a good girl.
I've never heard her say a single good thing, either.
Well, what do you expect? Talking about her mother would be far too embarrassing.
Ikuko-san's back grew more ominous. I felt a vague chill. Don't tell me this woman's honestly never even seen the holes in her logic. She published a book that made her the laughingstock of an entire sport, and stays at Kanon's side when she realizes that she doesn't belong. You'd have to be as stubborn as a brick to pull off that kind of stunt. Still, some people can go their whole lives without admitting their wrongdoings, or budging in the least. For example, not even Coach Hilton and the tournament staff can manage to keep her in line. They've decided to allow her to live out her narrow-minded delusions instead. Poor Kanon. I can't believe she was raised by a parental figure that dense. Kanon's lips trembled as if she couldn't restrain herself any longer.
Fine.
She spoke with a vacant voice.
I'll do it. I'll do the damn job, so let's go.
She walks through the corridors like an empty shell.
I guess that's that, Nissan.
Hearing her explanatory tone, I finally realized the issue here. Kanon walks away. The Christmas Eve she couldn't wait for had just been crushed. Kanon's gig is on the 24th of all days. We can go do that, then go have lunch, and then go stay at the hotel. These are not mutually exclusive events.
Yeah, really.
Kanon, wait! I grab Kanon's shoulder as she tries to go ahead.
What?
Her eyes were wild. Why didn't you refuse?
Because Coach insisted.
But it's on Christmas Eve. Are you all right with this? The look on Kanon's face was the look she bears when washing her hands of her own feelings.
Work is work. I can't just refuse. Coach's old coach asked her for the favor, so I can't refuse.
I hear Ukuko-san's former coach is a training manager within the skating union. Quite an important person in the world of Japanese figure skating. Is Kanon being used for the sake of Ukuko-san's image again?
Whatever, it's fine. Let's just go home.
As a guy, I know the phrase, "it's fine," isn't. I can't accept that.
I said it's fine.
No, it's not. If you say you don't want to, Ikuko-san can't force you. Her facial expression changes.
What the hell? Are you saying I'm the one at fault here?
She looks at me haughtily as she confronts me with a defiant tone. Still, a shadow of sadness and despair flickered in that gaze. Calm down, Kanon. I didn't say that.
Oh, is that right? I could have sworn you said I should have refused. Did I hear wrong? That's what you meant, wasn't it?
She speaks as the tension builds within her. I get it. I'm sorry. Kanon nods, having seemingly lost her next words. I just thought that instead of keeping your emotions bottled up, you should just tell her you don't want to.
Sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and deal with it. That's what being a pro means.
She sulks like a child, yet says such dignified words. But you're not a pro yet. You may be treated like an idol, but you don't have to put up with so much that you lose sight of yourself.
Then you do something, Nissan. Stop Coach for me. Complain to the International Skating Union. Make the television reporters stop saying bad things about me.
I realize my powerlessness. Kanon's worries are things I can't do anything about. All right, I'll stop. I change my tone towards Kanon. I just think it's a pity. I wanted to spend Christmas Eve with you, that's all.
Okay, then this conversation is over.
She speaks with resignation.
God, why do I have to?
She clenches her fists tightly.
Now even Nissan is on my back.
Kanon mutters in resentment as I search for a reply. She's a fragile girl. I don't know how to deal with her delicate heart of sand. Still, I have to face her. Let's go. I'll walk you home. I pull Kanon's clenched fist. It was a dark, cold night. Ellipses. Megalipses. After seeing Kanon off the next morning, I head to my desk. It's nearly the end of year, and I've been neglecting my Azai Corporation work recently. There are only 2 days left before the tournament. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve, and I don't know what to do. This is bad. I bought a magazine this morning after seeing Kanon's name on the cover. The article title, Azai Kanon's Connection to Underworld Crime Syndicates Revealed. The public has always kept its knowledge about Kanon and the Sonoyama Group on a somewhat tacit level. They can never prove anything, of course, but rumors have run rampant all through the press, both online and in hard copy formats. All it takes is the slightest show of weakness or vulnerability, any opening whatsoever, and the media will jump on it. One of the pages showcased a picture of Kanon leaving my apartment with a man who looked like me. The article's twist implied that she was engaging in illicit affairs, right before a major competition, no less. An anonymous liaison identified me as a goon involved in an organized crime syndicate. God damn it, I didn't even realize my picture had been taken. I violently threw the magazine in the rubbish bin and began to brainstorm a damage control plan. It seems that Gonzo hadn't responded to this. Last time, he barged into the editor's office and gave them a good thrashing, but this time, he's just sitting on the sidelines. I see. Damn, that means he thinks this whole mess is unsalvageable. I had planned to utilize my connections with the publisher to pressure them into changing the story, but that would be useless. Every editor in Japan is conspiring against Kanon, trying to make her into the next big scoop. Every last one of them has turned their backs on her. It wouldn't be all that big of a stretch to say the whole country is rejecting Kanon. Instead of getting worked up over her popularity, she needs to buckle down and produce some results. But in Kanon's state, at that moment, there was a sound at the door. It was just a little past noon. Hey, aren't you supposed to be at your official practice? Even spectators were coming to see you today, weren't they?
I got injured, so I came home.
She sulked in the doorway. Injured? What happened?
I hurt my waist a little. I'm in pain, so I can't practice today.
Doesn't seem to be that severe. Is it really that bad?
Ellipses.
She didn't reply.
Seda-san did it.
I tilted my head in doubt.
We were practicing together, and when I slipped, she jumped.
And collided with you?
She did it on freaking purpose.
It was not particularly rare for athletes to bump into each other during practice.
She totally meant to do it, but then she started acting all calm and cool. What the hell is that?
I'm utterly perplexed. Well, why would she do that?
Well, it's obvious. The little bitch was only nice to me before because she's such a damn stuck-up. Canada's not doing so hot.
Yeah.
You know what else? This is all because she's jealous she can't top my jumps. Who the hell does she think she's fooling when she jumps so freaking close to me? First she prances around with that cute little triple axel at finals. What's next? Is she gonna steal the rest of my jumps too?
Kanon has a tantrum, throwing her duffel bag on the floor. I muster up my calmest voice in response. Kanon, go back to practice.
Eh?
The tournament is in 2 days. This time is critical for improving your program.
I told you my waist hurts.
She raises her voice and shouts at me. Her eyes become full of hostility, and she flares her nostrils.
Even if I did, it wouldn't make a goddamn difference. I've already done everything I need to do. I've been doing it the whole damn time. What more do you want from me?
Nothing. But do you really think you can win like that?
Bet your ass I can.
She raises her voice and points at me.
That thing last time was just a fluke. If I just got up after I fell, I would have won. That brat Seda-san's score wasn't all that high. How could I lose twice in a row to a bitch like her who's got nothing but a little luck going for her?
Her reaction was too sensitive. I finally realized Kanon wasn't as confident as she let on. And because she lacks confidence, she's taking it out on me.
It's all because of that damn song. I lost because of Coach's program and that goddamn song.
Only Japanese athletes will be participating in the Japan Championships. Thus, it's likely to become one-on-one match between Seda and Kanon. Kanon never saw Seda as a threat, so it must have been quite a shock to her pride to be beaten by her. Kanon, you shouldn't fret over Seda. If you keep worrying about her, you won't win. You said so yourself, remember?
I'm not worried.
She lowered her head, but her obstinate attitude remained. Kanon, you're selfish as hell. But you've never been one to lie, and you've always kept your dignity when it comes to skating.
Ellipses.
You get what I'm saying, right? Now go back to practice. I glanced at the waist she had been whining about and pointed to the door.
But
She shakes her head, vexed.
if I go out now, the press will be all over me. I yelled at Seda-san. I told her to go to hell.
I was dazed for a moment.
It was her own damn fault, but she started crying.
Go apologize right this instant. I stare Kanon down.
Why?
She must have seen the anger in my eyes as she returned fire accordingly.
She hit me on purpose. I could have gotten hurt.
Even if she did, what you said was wrong. Oh, not that I can say anything. Look, I'll go with you. I grabbed her hand, but she shook it off.
I'm not going.
She must be confusing me with her submissive mother.
The little bitch got all snobby and said, "What did I do, Kanon-san? I admired you. I admired you." What a suck-up. Just keep wagging that pretty tail of yours, Sarah.
I begrudgingly listened to Kanon as her voice began to drip with resentment.
There's no way in hell I'm apologizing.
She stood there like a rock, not budging an inch. I hesitate before sighing a few times. What should I do? How should I loosen Kanon's obstinate conviction? Yeah, she needs a hug. I loosen up my posture and call to her. Kanon, come here.
What?
Just come here. She cautiously walks over to me. You must be tired.
Oopsies.
I wrap my arms around her neck. Calm down a little.
I am calm.
Good. Then let's go back and apologize in a little bit. I said this casually, but it backfired.
I don't wanna!
Kanon started shouting with hostility again.
Why should I listen to you?
What are you going off about now?
I know everything. You've been working with Papa, and you do all kinds of bad things all day, don't you?
I couldn't tell whether she was just bluffing or if she actually did know.
You do, don't you? It's true.
And what if I do? It doesn't matter what kind of person I am. If Mother Teresa were here, you wouldn't listen to her. You won't listen to anyone. And anyway, I'm not the one we're talking about here. Let me fall to hell of my own volition. Kanon hung her head and clamped her mouth shut in fright. It's true that I'm in no position to admonish anyone, so I'll just have to change Kanon's mind through my usual means. Would you be willing to compromise? I deepen my voice, as I do when I'm engaging in business negotiations. You absolutely refuse to apologize to Seta?
That's what I keep telling you.
Fine. At least go back to practice.
But
No buts. You're out of my house one way or the other. But if you don't show up at practice, you'd better find some other place to sleep tonight, because you'll be dead to me.
what?
I finally hit her where it hurts. She shut her mouth, and her lips started trembling. What? You got a problem with that? Then get the hell out of here and get back to the arena. I'm a cruel brute beyond salvation to address my sister in this manner.
But, Nissan, I thought you were the only one on my side.
It's called tough love.
Not when you're being a little brat.
This isn't about picking sides, Kanon. I made a compromise. You don't have to apologize for saying bad things to Seta, but you do have to continue skating. Kanon droops her head at my conditions.
Alright.
She picks up her bag, still looking flustered. Is this really okay? I think this is the first time anyone stood up to her.
Yeah.
I just convinced her to keep skating. After some time, after her emotional scars have healed, maybe she will apologize to Seta. Really though, the girl should be kneeling in atonement before hitting the rink. Megalipses. Ellipses. The sun was about to set. I'm so very sorry about what happened earlier. I brought a few boxes of confections to Seta's practice rink and her team's offices by way of apology. When I introduced myself as Kanon's brother, everyone shot me dirty glares with a hint of disbelief. But this isn't the time to be worried about appearances. Yes, I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be taking my leave. I reconciled with them and left my contact information. When I got back to my apartment, someone suddenly called out to me. Excuse me, you're Zai Kyosuke, correct? I could guess what he was here for. Who's asking? It was a middle-aged man with stubble on his chin. The guy claimed to be a journalist. May I have a moment of your time? Sorry. I excuse myself and try to enter the apartment, but the man latches onto my coat. I took the opportunity to scowl at him, but he's probably used to that by now. He didn't seem to be perturbed. All I'm asking for is a moment. I'd like to talk to you about your sister.
You're asking to get shanked.
Yeah. I wince at his pushiness, but he pushes on. Did she really tell Seta to go to hell? Ellipses. As her brother, what is your opinion of Kanon-san as a person? Ellipses. Whether I say something or not, he'll be writing bad things about her in tomorrow's news. My sister is a very kind girl. I borrowed Akimoto's words. He disregards my simple comment and shoots off more questions. Do you think that she inherited her personality from her mother? If I feared nothing, or had the power to make things that I do fear disappear like Gonzo does, I would have flogged this man. Kanon loves her mother. She must be trying to cut Ikuko-san some slack. That's the only reason Kanon would tolerate running a free skate program she resents so thoroughly. She's doing everything in her power to fulfill her mother's expectations. That's why she's worked so hard all these years. I can't imagine any other reason she would relinquish her opportunity to spend Christmas Eve with me, the man she gave herself to. And to be honest, I can't blame her. If you were to ask me who comes second in my heart after my lover, I'd answer my mother without a second thought. But this man isn't looking for a fairy tale answer like that. It appeared that he was dissatisfied with the responses given to him, as he scurried off quickly. It may be a holiday, but things are just as busy as ever. I've got to pick up Kanon in a bit. I suddenly received a call from an unlisted number. This is Azai. May I ask who's calling? The person on the other end of the line mumbled nervously before introducing herself.
My name is Seta Makiko. Sorry for contacting you so suddenly.
That perked me up. I'm so sorry about today's mishap. Is there anything you'd like to discuss with me?
No.
She spoke awkwardly.
You're Kanon-san's brother, right?
That's right. Like I said, I'm so sorry for all the trouble my sister caused.
Don't worry about it. That was entirely my fault.
She continued stammering in a flustered voice.
I was actually calling you because Kanon-san talks a lot about you, and we have lunch together now and then.
She talks about me?
Yeah. She always gets giddy when she does, too, and she says she loves you.
Her voice brightened up like a flower. Her manner of speech conveyed her emotion through the receiver.
So I was thinking that you're probably really important to her. And, well, I was hoping that maybe you could tell her that I wasn't bothered by what happened today.
I see. I'll pass that on. Thanks for going out of your way to let me know.
I really do admire Kanon-san.
Her voice livened up.
So I was thinking that I really want to give it my all when we compete in the Japan Championships.
In other words, she doesn't want Kanon's focus to derail.
Kanon-san seemed really stressed out lately. Is she doing alright?
Even with my cynical disposition, I heard no trace of malice or conceit in her voice. At last year's World Championships, Seta suffered through a failure so devastating that Japan's prestige in the realm of figure skating came crashing down, consequently reducing Japan's competitor quota from 3 to 1. The overwhelming criticism she faced then was probably no less than what Kanon is facing now. Yet now she's grown into someone capable of caring for others, despite the severity of her own wounds. There was only one thing to say to my sister's compassionate rival. Kanon is a very strong person. I promise she won't disappoint you tomorrow. Did she realize that I was just making excuses? Seta chose not to press the point any further.
Thank you very much. Please give my regards to Kanon-chan.
After that, we ended our conversation. Anxiety began to assail me once more. Kanon is taking Seta too lightly. Kanon's jumps are only one step ahead of Seta's. However, Seta has the composure that Kanon lacks. I watched her perform many times during the finals. Even if Kanon was in peak physical condition, Seta would still give her a run for her money. Unfortunately, there's only one ticket to the Worlds this year. Will Kanon, who lacks direction in her life, be able to take home the gold and make that next step? Megalipses. Ellipses.
Who cares about the Olympics anyway? Who'd be satisfied with a piddly little gold medal? A devil had been nesting in Kanon's heart. It occasionally bore its sharp fangs at Seta, and it made Kyosuke wince more than once. It had been getting out of hand lately. Kanon-chan, your last practice run was great. If that had been the real thing, you would have won the gold medal for sure. Ikuko's familiar smile flattered Kanon once again as she rested in the hallway. Who cares about the Olympics? This damn woman. Kanon wonders why she spent half her life in flashy costumes on the cold ice, and glares at the individual before her. In Kanon's eyes, Ikuko is an abomination. No matter how many hostile gazes Kanon hurls upon her, she never breaks her smile. Kanon's eyes turn toward the woman, only to find her watching Kanon, her face plump like a rice cake. Ikuko didn't even seem to care that Kanon had stopped calling her mom. Just go out there and do your thing the day after tomorrow. You're shoo-in for those magnificent Olympics. She was frolicking about in a way unbecoming for a woman her age. It was scary at times. Kanon suppressed her urge to ask, "Who are you?" Magnificent Olympics? She meant to say that in her mind, but it accidentally slipped out. Of course. It's your mother's dream. Huh? You'll win the medal I couldn't back in my day.
This is why living vicariously through your kids is a bad thing.
Yeah. I will. You'll be the best in the world. Doesn't that sound fantastic?
Yeah, but being the best when you're like 18, where do you go from there?
Almost nobody has gone anywhere, to be honest. Yeah. Kanon nodded. If she didn't at least respond in some way, Ikuko would just go on and on. However, she must have been in a strange mood today, as Kanon decided to pursue the conversation voluntarily. Why do you want a gold medal? It's the highest honor on the planet, Kanon. Ikuko didn't hesitate in the slightest when giving her answer. And why do you want honor so badly? Honor is something one can never buy, no matter how much money you have. Should I work hard for this honor then? Of course. But is that happiness? It's the ultimate happiness for an athlete. Alright, but still, wouldn't that be your happiness, coach? My happiness is your happiness, right? She said so with her eyes wide open, her voice imbued with conviction. Kanon felt disgusted with her mother.
I have a feeling her mother was quite the same. Like Ikuko's mother?
Mm-hmm. She was acting like she understood Kanon. Kanon has never heard a single positive opinion about her mother. Everyone scorns her and scoffs at her. They call her inflexible, overly self-conscious, and greedy. and say her arrogance knows no bounds. Ikuko brags that she does all that for the purpose of taking on the role of an antagonist, all for the sake of acting as a filter to draw negative attention away from Kanon. Kanon feigned innocence and asked the person in question,
Well, what if I don't win the gold medal?
"You will."
Sure, but hypothetically.
A slight glimmer of bewilderment shone in the abomination's eyes, like someone who had just been told that the earth was round for the very first time. Her world began to come apart at the seams, starting with the facial expression she had used as a mask for so long.
"You don't win the gold medal,"
she said with a shocked expression, as though staring at a ghost. "I don't know." With those short words, she revealed a glimpse of her true feelings. Kanon confidently answered her own question.
"You'll die, won't you, Mom?"
Ikuko nodded with an expression that looked as though she had found nirvana. "Undoubtedly," she muttered, not even realizing that she had been called Mom for the first time in so many years. That hoarse voice gave Kanon the feeling that her mother had already put one foot into her grave, and a deep anxiety overcame her. Oopsies. Oopsies.
I entered the skating rink to pick up Kanon. I thought they may be quarreling again, but Kanon stood alone in the hallway, still dressed in her costume. What happened, Kanon?
Nisa.
Let's go.
Yeah.
She looked away and nodded. Did something happen again?
No, it's all good.
Her eyes were dazed and unfocused.
I was just thinking.
I'm ready to take a break from all this mess.
And that's why you're so out of it? Still wearing her costume, she seemed to be struck with anxiety.
Hey, Nisan? Hold me for a little bit, like you did earlier.
I had no reason to refuse. We embraced shortly before closing time in that empty hallway.
Yeah, just like that. I feel like I could disappear like this.
It's rare for you to be so sentimental.
It's 'cause everything is so darn messed up.
Her voice fawned.
You're just as warm, Nisan.
If my body suits you, I'll lend it to you any time.
Really?
Sure.
Then,
She hesitated for a second.
Right here, right now?
Huh?
You don't want to?
That's not what I meant. And she knows that's not what I meant. Nevertheless, Kanon's resentment runs deep enough to ask me to have sex with her.
We can do it in the changing room. No one will be in there at this hour.
She blushes absent-mindedly.
Is that a no, Nisan?
I focused my mind, which had been swept up in the moment. If I have sex with her now,